Despite what their moms told them, they just aren't talented enough for radio. Unfortunately, anyone can have a show these days. Sean.
Well, I'm pretty hard to figure out sometimes. In fact, I can't even figure myself out sometimes, so don't you try to.
Joe.
You're an idiot. And really a disloyal person.
This is the Cuse Militia. Now, those two unapologetically biased, orange-blooded homers, Sean and Joe.
It's the most bullshit thing I've seen in 30 years.
Welcome, orange men and ladies. Happy Sunday. This is the Cuse Militia with Sean and Joe for the Believe Entertainment Network at Cuse Militia on the socials. Go there, join the militia. Welcome us back. It's been a minute.
Yeah.
It's been a minute.
Yep. March 15th.
March 15th. That's
127 days, but who's counting?
not you.
Nope.
Nope. Not you. And you've been extremely patient. And I've disconnected myself from all things social media. But
No,
you're Yerp. What'd you say?
I said you were busy.
I was busy. Everything's busy. It's always busy.
Well, yeah, but I mean, when you're like trying to, deal with high school graduations and kids going to college and work and moving, selling your house, there's just stuff going on.
Yeah. It was a lot. Finally pretty much settled in. Glad to be back. Got some Boeheim's Army to talk about, which is nice. A nice change in pace just to practice and get back in the rhythm of this thing. I don't think we ever took a hiatus of that long, however many days and minutes it was. But since we started the show, I don't think we missed that much time. I'm a little disappointed.
About a third of a year.
About a third of a year.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm a little disappointed because it didn't seem like anyone missed us, Joe. I hurt my feelings a little bit. Normally I get, some DMs or something.
That's fair. I miss you.
Oh, thanks, man.
If that means anything, but I think
not really.
Well, look, I mean, we explained that there was a lot that we were going to miss. I think, the last podcast, I went back and listened to a little bit of it, and I think we explained to everybody that there's going to be a little bit of a hiatus because of a lot of stuff going on. So, yeah, but TBT's back. You're moved in. So, hey.
TBT's back after a year off. Something to talk about. I think that's what you were just going to say before I cut you off.
Yeah.
So we're going to use it as practice. Boeheim's Army defeating Herkimer Originals 97-71 yesterday afternoon. I watched it back. I was mowing the lawn when it was live, but I watched it back. And here's my biggest mistake when I watch stuff back, and I'm not live. I'm that guy who just forgets and watches all the commercials. By the way, it was like in the third quarter before I realized, oh my gosh, I'm watching all these commercials. So, just one of those things. I'm just, I guess, I don't know. Anyway, yeah, look, a couple things about this team that I was impressed with. First of all, the passing was really good. The obviously the perimeter shooting was awesome. Buddy was on a tear. Elijah Hughes was on a tear. 62% overall from the field. And 27 assists on 38 buckets is excellent. Unselfish play. A lot of times when we talk about Boeheim's Army in particular, especially with guys that are outside the actual program, we bring them in, and this is an audition, and becomes kind of a hero ball or look at me, and there was none of that going on, and you could just the pace they played and the rhythm that they had was like you would have never known that they just put this team together a week ago, they didn't put the team together a week ago, but they practiced for a week together and then play. So you would never know it. I mean, it was really good. And although the bar is low with the Herkimer Originals, you could make that argument, right? Okay, 1 seed for an 8 seed, but still, all in all, it was aesthetically pleasing, and you're hitting outside shots. So it was a fun game to watch, and it's a fun team to watch. And I think that this team could be better than the team that won the championship. So I guess we'll just have to wait and see if they got the consistency.
I mean, we could definitely be that. I know that when you're this high up with basketball and coming up through the AAUs and all that stuff, half these guys playing on Syracuse. Of course, these guys have played against or with each other, whether it's off season or high school, AAU, G League, whatever. But it was just, to your point, just super impressive to see just how they moved the ball, how unselfish they were, how they flushed in, different different subs, different guys like that. That might be a little bit different if we get a better team that's going to be more competitive, but. You look at a lot of these TBT teams, and they got probably about 3-4 guys that play a majority of the game. And here, I mean, we had nine players play over 14 minutes. So the way they spread the minutes around, the way they spread the ball around, pretty impressive. Again, Buddy Boeheim played the night before a summer league game, then took the red eye from Vegas and came and played this game. Shot 8 of 13 from the floor, 7 of 9 from the 3, 6 rebounds, led the team with rebounds, 5 assists, 24 points. Just an overall solid game. Elijah Hughes, 5 of 8 from the 3, 21 points. Gilliard was probably the one that impressed me because I didn't know anything about him. I did know that he played one season in the NBA, but 11 assists, 10 points, and he seemed to be the guy. I know he's really good on defense. They spoke a bunch of different times about the way that he could get steals and stuff like that. So only had one yesterday, but overall you could tell he kind of was the glue guy yesterday. And they shot the lights out. I think a lot of it was because they moved the ball around with passing, and they got really, really open shots. So if they can continue that, then I don't really know if we're going to have that big of an issue come tomorrow's game. But to your point, overall, very very impressive.
Yeah. And, 18 threes. I mean, I don't care who.
That's 60.
Yeah, and I don't care who you're playing, man. You score 97 points. It's a lot of points. I mean, the Elam ending wasn't even like a. I mean, they were so far ahead, but it was like they hit a 3. I think someone got maybe Jimmy or someone got a layup, or maybe it was Buddy. I can't remember. And then Buddy hit a 3. Then there was a layup, and then Hughes hit a 3 from the corner. It was like a blink of an eye, dude. It was over. It was like,
oh yeah, and that's the thing with this Elam ending. I think we'll talk about it later with the D3 team, but when it gets to that Elam ending. You only need that leading team only needs to score 8 points, and then whoever's losing, they have to come back from that. And a lot of times that puts the pressure on the leading team. So a lot of times in this Elam ending, you see, the team that's down making runs and making comebacks and stuff like that. And I just thought it was we got it, business as usual, 3 possessions, and we were out of there with 8 points. So the Elam ending really didn't even affect anybody. So. 62% from the floor, 62% from 3. I'd say the only thing is, we shot 43% from the free throw line, but we only shot 7 of them.
Yeah, I was going to say they weren't at the line much. I mean,
no.
They were letting them play, and I didn't think it was. I thought it was good. I mean, the officiating wasn't even a thought to me. I thought it was. They let them play. It was good.
Yeah.
So. It's good. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, Elijah Hughes, he only had 23 minutes, but between him and Buddy, Jacob Gilliard, I think that those guys is a really good base, with the big guys that we have. Elijah Hughes and Buddy combined for going, 12 of 17 from the 3-point line and 45 points combined. So it looked to me like, they didn't really miss a beat. They looked like they've been playing together for quite some time. So I don't know.
Yeah. And Buddy and Elijah, they played together, right?
Yeah. So Buddy and Elijah, they did play together. Elijah, he was a senior of the year where, COVID happened and the world ended in the blink of an eye and everything got shut down. And he never got that year, but everybody after him got like 6 years. So that's fair.
Yeah.
But
I remember that day.
I think I think everybody does, Sean. I think everybody does. I was actually thinking about going out to Greensboro to watch that game against Louisville.
Yeah.
I hate it.
We're probably going to get smoked, but that was when we beat UNC, upset UNC, right?
Yeah, and I think
tournament?
Elijah was trying to like will us to the tournament, and I just hate that he's getting a chance to.
That's right.
So yeah, I hate it for him that's how his career ended as far as at Syracuse, and I'm just glad now that we finally get to see him. It'd be better if he was in the NBA, but for him, but I'm glad to see him in a Boeheim's Army uniform, definitely.
Yeah, that's the one thing about this Boeheim's Army stuff that is really cool. You get, look, Buddy's departure wasn't great either. I mean,
fair.
And so with that said, it's nice to see him come back. Dad and mom are in the stands, and playing with your brother again. And it's kind of it's like you never thought that maybe he could get some kind of redemption for that. And this is the closest he's going to get, and I think it's really cool. Same with Elijah, like you said, he was trying to will us to a freaking run in the ACC tournament, and who knows what would have happened? That year Louisville was nasty, but we'll never know what happened. Yeah. And who knows? So this is their, it's their time to fix it if they can. Yeah.
So. Well, and look, recently, there were two of the more recent players that have been on Syracuse rosters that have had a chance to go pro. They've been playing the G League since they left Syracuse. But again, it's hard for me to imagine that the way that Elijah got it taken from him, and then Buddy with the mistake that he made, I'm sure that he's been chomping at the bit to actually be able to come back and play in front of the Syracuse crowd again. Because, in one aspect, Elijah, it wasn't really on him.
Right,
things happen.
Right. Yeah.
Things happen so fast, and if it happened sooner, then maybe they would have been able to give him another season or something like that. But as far as Buddy goes, he had a lapse in judgment, made a mistake. I don't think, as much as we wanted them to win and wanted them to make a run, we all loved Buddy. Like, you can't look at that video in slow-mo and tell me that he didn't, have a lapse in judgment. So
that was a lapse in judgment. It's frustration. To get the best of him.
He did it to himself, and that's how his career at Syracuse ended. Jimmy Boeheim he tried to make it work against Duke.
Yeah,
that was
gave it everything that game. That was a close game too.
Oh yeah, considering we didn't have Buddy.
Yeah.
So
yeah, and you can sit here and be like, well, if we had Buddy, well, I don't know if Jimmy would have had that fire lit under his ass if Buddy was there. He was playing for Buddy that day.
Oh, 100%. So, yeah. And it's crazy now. In hindsight, we never knew that Jimmy was going to be on Syracuse, when the TBT started and Boeheim's Army and all that. Boeheim's Army, that was going on, and Dievendorf was playing before Buddy even started playing. So it was always just, I always thought it would just be awesome to have this, like they said it yesterday and at the post-game presser, it's like how you feel to be back, Buddy, and with you having your name on the front and back of the jersey,
Oh, I didn't even think about that.
I thought it would always be super cool for him to play in this tournament. And I'm just glad that he came out and balled out the way that he did yesterday.
That's a jersey to grab. How about Rakeem Christmas switching his jersey? Oh, signed would be awesome.
I know they were making a big deal about it. I don't know why he changed his jersey. I don't know if there was blood on it, if there was ripped or.
Right.
I'm sure he didn't go into halftime and be like, "Screw number 25," and just change his jersey. So I don't know exactly what happened, but
no, I don't know what happened either. I do think it is always fitting that Christmas wore 25.
Yeah, that's all I'm talking about.
I know. It's like I don't know. I mean, I don't know who these broadcasters are, but
They have to be local, right?
I would think so. I would think so, at least semi-local. But
Yeah.
but you know, it's a TBT. They kept calling them the Orange too, the Orange, which we do the same thing, right? But it's not the Orange. It's Boeheim's Army. But anyway, it's hard to find things to talk about. You know, really.
Well,
So
especially when
they latched on.
we do kill.
Yeah, right. Exactly. And by the way, the crowd was great. That crowd was great.
Mm-hmm.
So
It's gonna be great as long as it's at Syracuse, which I think are the next two games.
2 local schools. I mean, well, whatever you want to call, based off of 2 local schools. So I think it's just great that Syracuse fans have the opportunity to see Boeheim's Army play locally. I think it's great. I think it's, first of all, I think it's great for the tournament. And I didn't watch many other games, but I don't know if they're packing them in like that.
I'll tell you what, Louisville's was pretty impressive.
Was it?
Yeah, I
Okay.
mean, they were into it just like, I think a lot of these bigger name schools, if you actually have enough guys on there, because I was watching Louisville and I was like, oh, and I think I was seeing a lot of the players from that year where we were supposed to play them. Elijah Hughes year, Montrezl Harrell, Russ Smith, a couple of those guys. They got a decent squad, and the Louisville fans, just like the Syracuse fans, the diehard college fans, when there's nothing to do and nothing to watch during the summer, dude, they showed up. That Louisville place was, I don't know where they played, but it was packed.
Really?
Just like, So, yeah. So you get some of these bigger, and you notice like now that there's no overseas elite or anything like that. And you look at a lot of the number 1 and number 2 seeds in this tournament, and they're kind of bigger school alumni teams, and they get the 1 seeds, they play at home in front of their crowds, and they show up and they show out. So
I guess we can take a look at We Are D3. And it is a roster full of guys I've never heard of and faces I don't know. A bunch of mid-major guys. They've been in the tournament before. In fact, I think like I mentioned before, I think we played them in a close game a couple years ago. But never sleep on the mid-majors. And, I don't know these guys. Joe, maybe?
No, I'm looking at some of these colleges, and they're all ironically from or played in D3 schools. So
That's amazing.
yeah, guess that's where the name comes from. But
I mean,
some of them don't.
it only takes a genius to figure that out, though. So, I mean,
I appreciate
good
that.
thing we did this show today.
I appreciate the kind words, sir.
because no one would have ever known.
They would have never figured it out.
Never.
No. No, it's one of those things too where I'm looking at a lot of these guys. They went from D3 schools to, smaller mid-major schools, like you had said. And then some of them now are playing overseas in some places. So you want to talk about, guys that had a chip on their shoulder majority of their career, right? I mean, guys that are going D3 from high school that end up getting to D1 that now are playing and making a career overseas. Yeah, I wouldn't sleep on those guys.
Yeah. And
now they're going to show up and play a bunch of known commodities from Syracuse in front of a Syracuse squad.
Yeah, and they squeaked by Lane's Hope, which I have no idea, but they're a 4 seed. We Are D3 is. Lane's Hope is named after someone with Willie syndrome and his organization that create homemade dog toys and donate to local animal rescues in upstate New York. So it's another upstate New York type team.
Yeah. And that team, actually, I think I actually recognize some names on here. Joe Cremo from
Samir Torrance.
Yep, Samir Torrance. Trevor Booker from Clemson. Joe Cremo from Villanova. Ben Middlebrooks from NC State. So they got some known guys And they lost to D3. So,
right. Yeah, it was a close game, but they lost. Samir Torrance, what's up with that? I mean, it's all cool and everything, but I don't know.
What's up with that?
I mean,
I don't know. I don't know how much he would have played in this.
Yeah, I mean, that's true. Where do you end up playing? Binghamton? Is that what it says? Yeah. He's wearing a Binghamton jersey. That's right. It's crazy. These names come up.
But I will tell you, though, too, like, the one thing that surprised me was also the, like, the bench was into it, you know? Like, it wasn't like one of those situations where if you weren't in the game, then you weren't, like, in the game. Like, people that were on the bench were into the game. And as far as, you know, the team and everything like that, you know, we talk about that all the time with just the regular, you know, Syracuse basketball team, and how sometimes the body language isn't good on the bench when they're not playing, you know. But I didn't see any of that yesterday, so that was another good positive.
Play or not, you want to win. That's the thing I don't understand sometimes about it is a interview or whatever, you know, it's a tryout, but also you're playing for money. Like, you know, you want to split that money. So if you're gonna have to sit on a bench, then I guess if the goal is to win, you know, $1 million, that's probably I'd be okay with that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah, this D3 team, we can't, like you said, can't sleep on them. They you know, they could be a problem just like any other team in this thing. So anyway.
Wow. Dude, that game actually, like, it was pretty good.
Did they lead? Did they have a big lead that they blew?
It looks like they had a big lead that they blew, because I'm looking at the Elam ending. First off, Samir Torrance also played 31 minutes in that game.
Oh, no kidding.
So we are D3. They only scored 8 points in the Elam ending, so you knew that they had the lead. But the other team scored, quick math, 18 points in the Elam ending.
Holy cow! So they made a run. So they were well ahead.
So we are D3 was well ahead, and Lanes made a run. Yep.
Okay. Well, that's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
Tip-off time for that game is going to be Monday at 8. If we didn't already mention it, they're going to play every other day until there's a Final Four or they lose.
Yep.
Right? So, we would play Monday, and if we win Monday, we play Wednesday, and then the Final Four would be on the next a week from today.
Yeah.
So,
and the ironic thing is that it looks like we're on a crash course unless they lose to play against the Stars of Stores. So you'd be talking about that Wednesday game being the Boeheim's Army versus Stars of Stores, old Syracuse UConn rivalry.
Yeah. Well, it can't go into 6 overtimes, so it's not going to be nearly as exciting as that. But
there.
Yeah. So, what else? Maybe we come back Tuesday. We'll have to see. It's nice getting back here though, and just fiddling around. Finally settled in, and when I moved, I was like, my wife's like, "We gonna hire moving people?" I'm like, "Hire moving people? Come on, that's ridiculous." I will never move myself again. Not that you couldn't pay me to move myself. No way. So
yeah,
it took a minute, dude. I still don't have all my gear set up. Like in the old podcast room that I had, walls were just covered with, player autographs, orange player autographs and all that. And I have no, I started hanging up a couple framed jerseys in here. This is the guest room I'm in. And I started hanging up some signed jerseys and stuff. My wife comes in and is like, "You're shitting the place all up already? It's just going to be the Syracuse room now?" So I put down the nails, I put down the hammer, and everything's just laying here still. So I don't know what the hell I'm going to do with it. But anyway.
You moved and lost your.
That's the last thing. Is the last? That was my point of even mentioning this. That the last thing that really needs to be addressed in the move is all of this memorabilia. So, well, yeah. I mean, that's how it goes. I always lose. Finally get a room I could call my own, and it's the guest room. And so now it's got to be decorated like an Airbnb in here or something. I mean, the hell.
The guest room. For what?
For what? Guess.
Well, I get that, but on average, how many times do you have guests at your house a year?
Twice a year, maybe.
There we go.
Right? You just take the stuff down and hang your stuff up. We got a closet in here. And put it in the closet.
Yeah. Look, I'm not gonna get involved in that battle, but
no, I gave up. I gave up the battle. I don't bother. 46 years old. I don't have the energy for it. So, in fact, I'm going to send some of this stuff to you.
Is that what you asked?
No, that was for something else. I used you as a reference for something. I'm not like a job or anything, but I needed a reference for some paperwork. So, thanks.
I don't know what that means, but you're welcome.
Anyway, okay. Well, I'm sure we could make another hour out of this, but we won't.
Look, nice to get back, work out the kinks, do something a little short. But, yeah, dude, so many things have happened since March 15th that this could be easily another hour. But I'm not going to do that to you on such a wonderful, nice summer day.
It's a beautiful day here, and the lawn is already mowed, so I have nothing to do but screw off outside. That's it. That's the plan.
Well, good.
Yeah, so...
We'll eventually hit up that stuff, man. It's...
Yeah, we will.
We've already gone through, there's all of the 2026 recruiting for football because, obviously it's a year away, but because football is just about to start, this is when it's the big period. All of the transfers in and transfers out for basketball that we missed or haven't talked about. There was a spring game, but it wasn't televised, so not really much to say about that. And, there's just been a bunch of stuff, and eventually I think we'll just be able to catch ourselves up at some point. But
why wouldn't they like YouTube Live it or something? The school.
From what I understand, they had, they actually had like this all access. I don't know how long it was, 30 minutes or something like that, but it was like some all access like documentary type thing on ACC Network. And I guess that was one of the things was, as far as like your spot on the ACC network, I guess you had a choice on if you wanted to like do some type of all access like documentary thing, or if you wanted to show the spring game, or there's a couple options, but I guess they chose to do the little documentary thing instead of putting it live. So there was really no way to watch it.
Okay, whatever.
I saw. But Ricky Collins didn't even play in it, so.
You saw highlights?
Yeah, I saw highlights.
So it was filmed, that's what I'm saying.
It was filmed.
That's what I'm saying.
But it was, yeah.
Right.
But like I said, Ricky Collins, they named Ricky Collins a starter. He didn't play in it, and Carlos Del Rio Wilson and I think Michael Johnson played in it. And then right after the spring game, they both went in the transfer portal. So.
Right.
Really, even if they showed it live, you weren't going to get nothing out of it.
It's true. I don't know what you get out of it anyway, if I'm being honest.
It's true.
I don't know. All right. Well, that was fun, Joe. It's fun to get back into it. Dip our toes in the water. Hopefully Syracuse there we go. I did it. See? Hopefully Boeheim's Army can keep up the shooting. The team chemistry is awesome. We'll see what happens tomorrow at 8. We'll try to get back here as soon as we can. For Joe, I'm Sean. We're out.
Peace.